Hello, my name's Sarita and I'm speaking to you today from Soulhenge, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. Now, what I wanted to share with you today was my take on what quantum jumping is. Is there such a thing as quantum jumping, and can anyone do it? And my answers, the short answers for you would be yes and yes, but it's not what you think it is. Because if you look all over YouTube and things like that, people have all these methods for quantum jumping. And what they mean when they say quantum jumping is they're saying that you can jump your timeline reality. So for example, if your reality is currently, that you don't have enough money and you really want a career, you could do a certain method and jump into a new timeline reality where you had loads of money and an amazing career. That's what quantum jumping is. And there's loads of methods on YouTube and different ways to do quantum jumping. Drink a glass of water, change, and then quantum jump. There's some really funny things out there, and actually potentially all of them could work, because the fact of the matter is you are quantum jumping in every single moment. Now, in order to understand this, you have to be aware that there is no such thing except the present moment. The past and the future do not exist. They're constructs. We've constructed something called linear time, which helps us assimilate the information and the way we function in this third dimensional reality. But in actual reality, universal reality, doesn't exist. It only exists in this third dimensional reality. And so what you're doing is you are only ever in the now. And in every new now, you make a set of choices or a choice which leads you to jump into another now. And then those choices and experiences in that now lead you to jump into another now. And you put all those nows together, and what they do is they become your timeline. Okay? Now, another thing that's imperative to understand if you want to understand quantum jumping is that basically every single potential for every single now in every dimension exists all at once in the now, because there's no such thing as linear time, and space doesn't work in the same way as we imagine it to work. Everything exists all at once within the source field, basically. So while you and I are co-creating, so you're listening to me and I'm talking, and we're co-creating in this now moment, there are infinite potentials of every other now that ever existed with you and I, okay? Plus infinite potentials of you existing and infinite potentials of me. So they might be slightly different nows. I might be wearing a different top or talking about a different subject or have a different hairstyle or something. Or they might be big nows. I might be in a completely different house and married to a different person with, 8 kids or something. So there's infinite potentials of all these now. And it's the choices that we make in this now that dictate which now we jump into next, basically. So that's how your timeline works. Now, if you want to jump your timeline massively, so for example, if you were that person that wanted to go from having no money and no career into career and money, the only way you could do that, and you could do that, is by entirely changing your beliefs and perceptions in the next now. And that's the really hard thing for humans to get their heads around. And that's why most techniques for quantum jumping don't work, because you've got to entirely change your belief and perceptions to jump timeline realities. You've got to believe it's so possible that it's possible, because whatever you think and feel is. That's the way the universe works. Whatever you think and feel is. So if you believe it's possible to jump timeline realities, and you believe that you can jump from being poor with no career into career and rich in the next moment, then that's what will happen to you. That's it. Because you are creating your reality in every single moment. And the best way to imagine this is to think that every thought and feeling that's going on inside you, you're projecting out like a kind of a cinema screen around you, like a 3D virtual reality. And every new now, you're creating the new the new reality that's coming on. It's like a film strip, and you're creating the new scene in the film strip, and each new now is imperceptibly different, but it is a new now. Okay, so if you want to jump timeline realities, the only way to do this is to change your subconscious programming and your beliefs around your current now. Okay, and that's why meditating is so brilliant. And that's why, because when you meditate, you get into an alpha brainwave state, and you can go back in to your subconscious mind. You know, you open the doors to that subconscious programming, and you can change your conditioned responses. And so that's why manifesting does work. It's just what tends to happen with manifesting is there's a time lag, and that's why it's better, if you want to manifest something, to think about it every single day, because what happens is that in your new nows, you begin to change your subconscious pattern. So each new now, your meditation is having an effect on the pattern in that new now, and you change the nows and you move into different timelines. Because as humans, it's nearly impossible to jump a timeline reality in the sense of completely changing everything about your life. We are jumping timeline realities in every now, but the changes are tiny. They're imperceptible to us as we're walking around. They appear fluid. They appear like a natural sequence, but in actual fact, we're creating every single moment. And that's why things like the Joe Dispenza Manifesting New Potentials into Your Life meditation, which is on my YouTube channel, and Manifesting with Tibetan Heart Technique work, because you work at it every day and you change your subconscious programs, and they're amazing. But this also explains how miracles occur. Because if you can get into such a deep alpha or theta or gamma brainwave state that you can entirely change your perception and your belief systems around something, then in the next moment, if you had an illness, you could cure yourself, because you could just jump into a new belief system. And that's why you can heal yourself and manifest anything you want and change your life. And that's why, you know, what I'm trying to share with you and teach you is so important. It's so important to understand how the universe works, because it empowers you to choose wisely in your new nows. But you can only choose wisely if you're aware of your subconscious programs. And the only way to become aware of those is to still the mind enough, your egoic state, still the mind enough to come into a state of awareness, deep listening within yourself, and see the subconscious programs for what they are, and then make a choice to change them or not. So that's what quantum jumping is, and you're doing it in every single moment. So basically it is possible, but what tends to happen with humans is we need a bit of time to adjust our belief systems. You know, we're a bit slow as a species. But what's happening is, as we are moving into this fifth dimensional reality, and basically the vibration of our species and planet Earth is elevating, what's happening is things are speeding up. And you may have noticed, because I've noticed it for me and for my students, is that when we're making choices, when we're manifesting, what's happening is it's speeding up. So the time lag it's a faster time lag, and we're noticing the new timelines appearing more easily and quicker. And two amazing things happened to me this week. So basically, I've been thinking about quantum jumping and, you know, being in the present moment and now manifesting, obviously. I think about it a lot, and I've been trying to frame how I'm going to talk to you in this video, you know, for a while. So I've been thinking about quantum jumping. And obviously, as you know, what you think and believe comes back into your manifested reality and shows you as potentials. So what happened to me this week, twice in 1 week, is I saw two things that proved to me that we're quantum jumping all of the time. So it wasn't just an intellectual exercise for me. So what happened to me today is that basically I'm cleaning up my house because we've got a retreat coming in a week or so. And, you know, I'm going from room to room, sorting everything out and making beds and all that kind of stuff. And basically, so I was walking through the veranda and I noticed that there was this coffee. Someone had spilt a cup of coffee underneath the table. And as I was walking through, I was like, I've got to remember to clear up the coffee. And then I went off and I made beds and I don't know what I was doing. And I was busy and did all this kind of stuff. And I completely forgot about it. And then the next time I walked through the veranda, walking through the veranda reminded me, I was walking in the same direction that I'd been walking before. And I looked down and the coffee stain was gone. And it was just proof to me that I had jumped timeline realities, because let me tell you, no one else is going to clear up a coffee stain on the veranda floor in this house. It's going to be me. So, and I was like, my immediate thought was, oh, I jumped timeline realities. It was like my wish was to clear up the coffee stain, my manifested wish. And then I just surrendered it to the unified field. I went off and did something else and it cleared itself up. And then another really amazing thing that happened to me, this is really amazing, is that about 3 days ago, I was driving to go and visit a friend for tea. And basically, my brother, who lives about half an hour away from me, he was driving the other way and he turned into a road just before me. And I saw him. He was in his car and he turned. And he was kind of going back in the direction of where I live. So I got my phone. I stopped my car and I got my phone out and I called him and I was like, Jason, where are you going? And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm at work. And he's a builder. And I could hear in the background all the sounds of, you know, drilling and building and things going on. And he's like, I've been here the whole day. And so basically, he was in 2 places at once. And it was definitely my brother. I mean, out of all the people in the whole world, I know him the best. And he was close enough that I could see him. Same car, same t-shirt, same brother. It was my brother. But basically, what the universe was showing me was that we exist in all potentials all of the time. And so do other people. So basically, there's parallel realities going on all of the time. And because I'd been thinking about, you know, being in the now and parallel realities and quantum jumping and everything, the universe showed me an example of that happening. And because my perception, the doors of my perception are opening, because I'm becoming more and more open-minded with this work, I actually caught it. Because I think what would have happened was I not interested in this kind of stuff, it would have still happened, but I wouldn't have noticed. It wouldn't have been on the vibrational frequency where I could even see it. Because the thing is that my vibrational frequencies are expanding and elevating because I'm asking them to. Because that's reality. What you think and feel is what happens to you. So I'm thinking and feeling about elevating, expanding my awareness, understanding how the universe works. And so what I'm doing is I'm getting manifested back into my world, all of those things to show me that what I'm thinking and feeling is my new manifested reality. Anyway, so there you go. That is quantum jumping. You are doing it anyway. And really the way to quantum jump is to understand that you are creating every new now with your choices. And keep doing the work, keep meditating, keep, you know, manifesting new potentials into your life, keep dreaming and thinking about what you want and understanding that the choice is yours. You are a sovereign being, and everything that you think and feel and believe, your belief systems, are creating each new now. So I hope that hasn't been a really confusing explanation. But if it was, then, you know, go and jump on another quantum timeline reality and get a better one. So there you go. Thank you very much for listening. And if you like this video, please subscribe, because I put up meditations every single week and, you know, crazy explanations about how the universe works. Thanks for listening.